The sky turned an eerie shade of green. An unnatural stillness settled over the plains. In the distance, a dark funnel began to form. It was barely visible at first, just a wisp of cloud reaching down from the angry mass above. But it grew quickly. Within minutes it touched the ground. The tornado was born. It started to move, slowly at first, then picking up speed. The funnel widened, becoming a massive, churning vortex. Debris flew into the air. Trees bent and snapped like twigs. The roar was deafening, like a freight train barreling across the prairie. We watched in awe from our vantage point. Our hearts raced. This was what we came for. The raw power of nature on full display, a perfect tornado right before our eyes.
Storm chasing is not for the faint of heart. It's a pursuit that combines science, adventure, and a hefty dose of adrenaline. We spend hours, sometimes days, tracking weather patterns. We pore over radar images and atmospheric data, all in the hope of being in the right place at the right time. When conditions are right, we hit the road. We drive for hours, chasing the promise of severe weather. Sometimes we come up empty, but when we find what we're looking for, it's electrifying. There's nothing quite like seeing a supercell thunderstorm form before your eyes, or watching a tornado touch down in the distance. The thrill comes from more than just the spectacle. It's about being close to something so powerful and unpredictable. It's about pushing your limits and facing your fears. Every chase is different. Every storm has its own personality.
Make no mistake, storm chasing is dangerous. We're dealing with one of the most destructive forces in nature. Tornadoes can change direction without warning. They can strengthen or weaken in minutes. Even experienced chasers can find themselves in peril if they're not careful. Flying debris is a constant threat. Winds can easily flip a car. Lightning strikes are a real danger. And it's not just the tornado itself we have to worry about. Flash floods, large hail, and strong straight-line winds all pose risks. We've seen entire trees uprooted and tossed like toys. We've watched roofs torn off buildings in seconds. The unpredictability is part of what makes it so thrilling. But it's also what makes it so dangerous. You have to respect the storm. You have to know your limits.
Preparation is key in storm chasing. It starts long before we hit the road. We study weather patterns and forecasting models. We learn about storm structure and behavior. We practice reading radar and interpreting data. Knowledge is our first line of defense. Equipment is crucial. We outfit our vehicles with special gear, reinforced windows to protect from hail, extra antennas for better communication, GPS systems to track our location. We carry multiple cameras and video recorders, laptops loaded with forecasting software, weather instruments to measure wind speed, pressure, and temperature. Communication is vital. We stay in constant contact with other chasers and meteorologists. We monitor weather radio and emergency broadcasts.
Section 5. The calm before the chaos. There's a unique tension in the air before a big storm. The atmosphere feels charged. The sky takes on strange colors. Animals go quiet. It's as if the whole world is holding its breath. We feel it too. A mix of excitement and apprehension. We check and double-check our equipment. We go over our plan one last time. Where are our escape routes? What's our maximum safe distance? Who's responsible for what? We fuel up our vehicles and stock up on supplies. Water, snacks, first aid kits. We might be out for hours or even days. As we wait, we watch the sky. We look for the telltale signs of severe weather. Wall clouds, rotating updrafts, Mamatu's clouds. Each is a clue to what's coming. We share observations and compare notes. The anticipation builds with each passing minute.
Nothing can truly prepare you for the moment you see a tornado up close. It's a visceral experience. The air vibrates with its roar. The wind whips around you with incredible force. The sky seems to touch the ground. It's terrifying and awe-inspiring all at once. We position ourselves carefully, close enough to observe and record, but far enough to stay safe. Or so we hope. The tornado moves across the landscape with eerie grace. It dances and sways, growing and shrinking. Its power is evident in the destruction it leaves behind. Time seems to slow down. We're hyper-aware of every detail. The color of the funnel, the debris spinning through the air, the smell of rain and churned earth. Our instruments record data, but nothing can capture the raw feeling of the moment.
Section 7. Lessons from the Eye of the Storm. Every chase teaches us something new. About weather, about nature, about ourselves. We learn to read the sky in new ways. We gain a deeper understanding of atmospheric dynamics. We see firsthand how storms form and evolve. It's a practical education you can't get from any textbook. But the lessons go beyond meteorology. We learn about teamwork and trust, about making decisions under pressure, about respecting forces greater than ourselves. We learn our own limits and how to push past them safely. We discover reserves of courage we didn't know we had. There are hard lessons too. We see the destruction these storms can cause.
Section 8. Respecting the raw power. Storm chasing isn't just about thrills. It's about respect. Respect for the power of nature. Respect for the communities affected by these storms. Respect for the science that helps us understand and predict them. Without this respect, chasing becomes reckless and dangerous. We're not just adrenaline junkies. Many of us contribute to scientific research. We provide real-time reports to weather services. Our data and footage help improve forecasting models. We assist in understanding storm behavior. This knowledge can save lives and property. But we also recognize our impact. We're careful not to interfere with emergency responders. We stay off roads when asked. We don't trespass or put others at risk for a better shot.
Section 9. A community of storm chasers. Storm chasing might seem like a solitary pursuit, but it's actually built on a strong community. We share information and resources. We look out for each other on the road. We celebrate each other's successes and mourn our losses. It's a tight-knit group bound by a common passion. Social media and online forums have transformed the community. We can share real-time updates and forecasts. We can coordinate chases across vast distances. We can learn from each other's experiences. It's made chasing more accessible, but also more competitive. The community isn't without its controversies. There are debates about ethics and safety, about the impact of too many chasers on small roads, about the commercialization of chasing.
Section 10. Your turn to chase the wind. If you've read this far, you might be feeling the pull of the storm yourself. Maybe you're considering trying your hand at chasing. If so, here's my advice. Start slow. Learn all you can before you hit the road. Join a tour group or team up with experienced chasers. Safety should always be your first priority. But even if you never chase a storm yourself, you can still be part of this world. Follow chasers online. Watch their live streams. Learn about severe weather and how to stay safe. Support scientific research into tornadoes and severe storms. Every bit of knowledge and awareness helps. And if you have your own storm stories, share them. Whether it's a chase you've been on or a storm you've weathered, your experience matters. It adds to our collective understanding. It helps others prepare and stay safe.